Scott was given intel that some of the outlaws frequent the same strip club the same night every week. They call it church, which is a mandatory hangout for key players of the club during which they would discuss their plans for the next lick. A perfect place and time for Scott to show up and build rapport. But that wouldn't be that easy, especially for a foreign guy with a deep southern accent in Massachusetts. Scott needs a plan. The first thing in such an operation is to look the part. Fortunately for him, he already did. He's a big tatted up dude who's into rock and roll and who's had a criminal past in dealing narcotics. But that's not enough. Infiltrating the most secretive biker gang in America would take much more than dressing up. He identifies the times when the outlaws are not in the strip club. He sits at the bar, chats with the club's crew, and sometimes plays a metal song when the club's not too busy. This was crucial to the whole operation. He needed to become a familiar face to the regulars. In case the outlaws ask around about him, a good word would solidify his status of a non-threat. Days passed, and it was time for Scott to dive in. The FBI gave him intel that the gang will show up to church without wearing their colors. Black and white with the Outlaws emblem on the back of their jackets. This may seem a bit irrelevant, but in reality, an extremely important detail that would determine his approach. If they wear normal clothes, he'd be able to make small talk with the members and play dumb as if they were regulars. But if they wore their colors, he can't just walk up to them and ask to be their friend. That would probably get him jumped. It's church night, March 2005. Scott heads out to the strip club an hour before the outlaws were scheduled to pull up. He gets himself a whiskey that he never touches and talks to a couple guys at the bar to get in the zone. Soon enough, here they come. About 12 outlaws come in all at once. They don't talk to anyone and go straight to the back section of the club. But there's one big problem. They're wearing their colors. The intel was wrong. The outlaws are revolutionary at heart. They like to challenge common belief and rebel against society. Most importantly, they're drawn towards rebellious people who show no signs of social awareness. And that's exactly what inspired Scott's strategy. He starts acting obnoxious, placing bets on pool games, high-fiving dudes, and telling funny stories to guys at the bar. Soon enough, he became the star of the show. The outlaws definitely liked his attitude, but not enough to interact, at least for now.